Shop's tiny house build videos, and I received my beautiful oak veneer table. This is an 18mm OSB plyboard, veneered with beautiful oak wood on the sides and on both the top and the bottom. And because it's now 20mm including the veneer, the 30mm hole can be filled up with 5mm felt strips. So I bought this felt pad and cut it into strips, and now I can mount it to the bottom and the top of the hole here. Instead of making a complicated rail system with bearings, I'll just keep it simple and make two wooden blocks here with felt on top as well. So now I made these little resting blocks, and I can drill holes in the side of them to mount them on the side of my bed frame. Now I can place the little blocks on their place and screw them in. I also cut out a piece of felt for that, and I can stick that on to there. There you have it, a sliding table. Alright, I'll make a stop block after I do the window trim. Up here at the roof, these pieces have dried, so now I can put them in place and screw them on. And I'll be using a lot of screws. It's time to get a bathroom door. Now this is quite a narrow entrance and it's quite high. I'll get a nice lightweight panel, cut to size, and then attach them with 3 hinges on the side here. There you go, I got a nice 10mm piece of hollow wood board. This is a little bit lighter than normal plywood, but the exterior finish is exactly the same. And to protect it against moisture, I'm going to use some impregnation liquid. Alright, that's drying, and while I'm at it, I can also do my table. This is the oak veneer table, and instead of impregnation, I will use oil. And that will make the beautiful wood pop. Now that the door has been impregnated and dried, it's time to put the hinges on their place. So I measured their right distance from the edge, and now I can screw them into place. There you go, that's the door installed. Let's see if it works. Boop. Oh yeah. Nice. Now that the door is in and I'm sleeping here, I want to have a warm shower. So let's work on the water. I'm using these flexible PEX tubes to make lines to the water outlets, and they go straight to the boiler. I made a simple diagram, and I have to have cold water in 3 splits and warm water in 2 splits, because I have my washing machine and my tap and my shower and my boiler that need cold water, but only the tap and the shower need hot water. So here you see one of the splits. I just cut this tube again. Now you just need to fit these fittings over, and then I can plop it all together. Then you can just press it in, and tighten it up. And this will be the cold water supply that I can hook up to a garden hose. Now that we know that the door fits and works properly, we can coat it. I will be using a black wood paint for the one side, and I got a mirror foil for the other side. This is some high quality mirror foil, so because this is just a clean slate of wood, it'll be like a huge mirror door. While the second layer of black paint is drying, I can start working on the mirror foil. I will be mounting this horizontally, so I'll do the width of the door. Alright, now I can stick on the mirror foil. Very exciting, I've never worked with this stuff before, but it looks easy. So I'll just peel away the edge. As you can see, I put the door back in place. The mirror is unfortunately not perfectly smooth. I had the genius idea to coat it with impregnation, and then I saw that it wasn't sticking right, so then I covered it in lacquer, and the lacquer wasn't perfectly straight, so it's a bit wobbly, but it works and it looks pretty sick, especially this black side. So I've sealed the edges of the bottom shower pan, and now I will prepare the edges here for the vinyl. I'll make a concrete mixture and then I'll make a nice rounded seal here so that I can wrap the vinyl nicely over in a round curve. And I'm applying that by hand. Now that these concrete edges have dried, it's time to sand it. And it's a very dusty job! All of the furring trims are in their place pretty much, and I've tried out a coating here to make it watertighter, but I've decided to now impregnate it with the same stuff I used for the door. So now I'll be doing all of these furring trims by hand. And underneath my bed, I'll also coat the wood in the same stuff. And it really makes the grain pop. Alright, it is time to trim the interior of the windows and doors, and I'm just using these bigger furring strips for it. I'm cutting them to size, and then I'll be sanding them smooth with the front, and then I'll add a front piece of wood as well. All of the windows have been trimmed on the interior, and even the door is all done. Unfortunately, everything is not perfectly straight, so there are some gaps, but I will sand this down like so and then add a top cover so you won't see that. Before I'll go sanding, which will make everything dusty, I'm going to work on the kitchen, and I'll be making shelves here in these cabinets. So I just measure out the distances and I'll get some plywood. I found a nice piece of plywood. To support the shelf, I glued a piece of wood here on the front, and that'll be the front of the shelf so that the weight can be taken by the piece of wood. To mount the shelves into my kitchen, I'll be taking these cutoffs from the bed and I'll saw them in half, and then I'll put them against the wall so I can lean the plank on top of it. So now I've installed these pieces of wood inside the cabinet, and I can slide the drawer right in, or the piece. The door is in and fits nicely with the color scheme here with the white, black and wood finish. Everything is coming together nicely actually. I'm living here happily, sleeping, spending my nights and my time. So I hope you all enjoyed this week's episode. Thank you very much for watching again, and we'll see you next time.